Top of it, man. Top of the top. We're gonna talk about it. Goldie, top of it, man. Just don't bring that trap. Get rid of that dead weight. Just add people to the live. Let's talk about it, man. 3 Water, 3Z, top of it. Another day in paradise, man. Dan's the gent. What's up with the guys? Let's add more people to the live. We're gonna talk about it. J-Way the gent. Sneeze. What's up with it? Khalid Shakir 36. What's happening? Another day in paradise, man. Let's add people to the live. We're gonna talk about it. Top of it, man. The topic right now, man, I'm going to talk about my experiences that gave me game. Because a lot of people at the end of the day, within the game, they don't have the experiences, they haven't went through anything to have game. So I'm going to just talk about, some of my experiences within the lifestyle that gave Ambassador Ron this knowledge. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? It's important that I tell these top of it, man. AOB, top of it. Yeah, man, I had this one bitch. You know what I'm saying? I was popping at the bitch for a while, man. What I mean, I was popping at this bitch for a minute. I want to say it was about almost a full year popping at this bitch, man. On and off, I wasn't consistent, but I was popping at the bitch for a cool minute. And this is strictly for entertainment purposes. You know what I'm saying? I don't condone and promote any criminal activities whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? The true Don was having top of it. All about the Uchis, man. Top of it. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you guys to think that this is, the stories I'm telling is all entertainment purposes. That's what I want you guys to know. But yeah, man, I was popping at this bitch for a full year, almost a full year. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, this bitch, I ain't gonna lie, it's a cool looking bitch, man. A cool looking bitch, And, I really, 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 really didn't take the time out to really get to know her history like that. And what I mean when I say get to know her history like that, it's more to abroad than just asking questions. You can ask a bitch all the questions in the world, but you got to think about when you ask all these questions, the answers that she gives you can have an effect on how she's going to deal with the lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people just ask questions just to ask them, but they're not putting the pieces to the puzzle. Like, okay, if I'm asking these questions, I'm asking to see if she's even suited for the lifestyle. I'm asking to see if she's even compatible with my pimping. Blessings, top of it. Perfect choice. What's happening? You know what I'm saying? Let's add more people to the live. 305 was happening. And And I like telling these stories, man, because people always ask, you know what I'm saying? People tend to ask me like, where did you get all your knowledge from? You know, was it from Freeze? Was it from Gorgeous Dre? Was it from Sinful? You know what I'm saying? But my experiences gave me the most wisdom. And you know, Texas was happening. And I remember, you know, I was with one of my Peapotters one day, man. We was out in the parking lot, and I called the bitch, you know what I'm saying? Because, again, I was popping at this bitch for almost a full year before she actually got down. And I'm like, hey, you know what I'm saying, bitch, what's going on? You know, I think we should give this a go. I think you should get down tomorrow, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know. You be telling me that for a while now, and I've been thinking about it. I think I want to give it a go. I think I want to try it. I'm like, cool. I'm like, this bitch want to get down. And I'm like, man, finally. Because this bitch, you know, I've been popping at her for hella long. You know what I'm saying? So finally, man, I'm telling my Peapotter, yeah, P, I think I got me one. You know what I'm saying? I got me a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, you know, she want to fuck with this pimping now. And I just remember going to Target, you know what I'm saying? And I'm buying condoms. You know what I'm saying? I'm buying the wipes. I'm buying all the essential things. I didn't make this bitch a hoe bag. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I was just so excited to get I'm like, yeah, man, I've been popping at this bitch for hella long. So I'm gathering all these, you know, all these items and stuff like that, making this bitch a hoe bag. And I remember the first day she got down, the very first day. You know what I mean? The first day she got down, before she even got down, you know what I mean? I was taking pictures of the bitch. Like, okay, let me take a picture of the hoe. You know what I'm saying? And her attire, you know, because I want to show her the before and then the after. You know what I'm saying? And her very first day she got down, you know what I'm saying? She was in heels and she was falling everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Her attire could have been better. You know, I could have did a better job making sure the bitch had the proper attire on, you know what I'm saying? You know, I was just so excited to get the bitch, you know, top of it. I was just so excited to get the bitch, man, because it was a while. I'm not going to lie. Pip was going through a drought for a while, man. So when I got the bitch, I'm like, man, look, I can really show the bitch what I know. You know, every young pimp or a pimp that's been in the game, one of the biggest things that one of the biggest problems they have is they're too excited, too eager to show the bitch everything that they know. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of individuals within the game have that issue. And it's not necessarily a bad thing, but when you seasoned and when you a wise pimp, you don't show her everything. You know what I'm saying? This is not your first rodeo. But then again, if you've been homeless for a while, you know, a lot of individuals are eager. Let me show the bitch everything I know. You know what I'm saying? So I'm in the car with the bitch before she even get down. You know, I don't even think I gave her. I think I gave the bitch like 3 condoms, and you know what I mean. I was like, yeah, bitch, we go. And then the wipes I didn't even have wipes for down there. It was like cleaning material wipes. You know what I mean? Just green shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I know I pop it a lot of times about this game, but I never talk about some of my mistakes or my green moments of what helped develop me into the man that I am today. You know what I'm saying? I never talk about how I got this knowledge and how I got here. And that came from mistakes. Numerous mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Numerous mistakes. I mean, just green shit. Like, not only did I give her the wipes, like cleaning material wipes, the shit that you would clean your steering wheel, your house with. I know you like, God damn, Ambassador. You was that green? Yeah, I was that green. You know what I'm saying? And the bitch, you know, I didn't even tell the bitch, you know, okay, I want you to conduct yourself like this. I just pretty much gave her condoms, gave her the wipes. And I think the bitch had a taser, like a phone taser, a big ass phone taser. You know what I'm saying? And she's like, well, how do I put all this stuff? Am I supposed to just like stuff it right here? Then she talk about her titties. And I'm like, yeah, stuff it all right there. You got it. You know, very few talk about the SO they report card. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it lit. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it all the way lit, man. I'm gonna keep it so lit. And I'm like, yeah, stuff it right there. You got it, bitch. We gonna make it. We gonna make a shake tonight. Your first night should be 1,500 for sure. No doubt about it. You know what I mean? I didn't even have 1,500. You know, I didn't even have $1,500 dollars a game. You know, to give the bitch. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, she came out with the phone taser. You know what I'm saying? And she was like, okay, I'm gonna call you when I get one. I'm like, yeah, do that. And I'm sitting in the car playing Sugar Free. I'm in the car playing Sugar Free, and I got my seat back, and I'm like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just sitting there smiling. I get on, because, you know, when you get you one, you want to tell all your pimp partners, because you've been holders for almost a motherfucking decade. So you want to get on the phone and call all your pimp partners, hey, P, yeah, I got me one, P. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, you feel me? It ain't nothing major, though, P. I got you one, P. If you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. Facts. And the bitch is like, what do I do? She calls me. What do I do at the end of the day? Like, they're all asking for rooms. You know what I'm saying? They're all asking for rooms. Like, what do I do when they ask for a room? Because it's just like, they're all like, oh, no, baby, that's too much. Like, they're saying that's too much, and then they ask if I have a room, and it's kind of irritating. And I'm like, well, you just got to stay at it, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Push up on shit. You know, you got it. You go make it shake. You know what I'm saying? You just got to, you know, make it happen. You know what to do. I'm telling the bitch you know what to do, but I ain't even told the bitch what to do. You know what I'm saying? I just pretty much gave her some alcohol, cleaning material wipes, some condoms, you know what I mean? And pretty much told the bitch good luck. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much what 90% of the niggas do in the game now, you know what I'm saying? And see, the fact that I know now, when I'm looking back, like, damn, Ryan, you wasn't really doing too much, you know, pimping at the end of the day. You wasn't doing no goddamn pimping at all. You know, if I had to meet somebody, you know what I'm saying, that was me, if I met the me back in the day, I would tell me, nigga, you ain't doing no motherfucking pimping. You not doing no pimping at all, my nigga, at all, man. You know what I'm saying? Not even good luck. I didn't even tell a bitch good luck. And when she was down, the bitch was falling everywhere. You know what I mean? I remember the bitches in front of the fire station falling down on their heels. You know, and let me say this. Even when I was green, I still had a lot of pimpish moments. You know what I'm saying? Even though I was green as a jelly bean, I still had some cold pimpish moments. And that's how I knew. Yeah, Ambassador, right? You just looking back, you know what I'm saying? I'll drive past, you know what I mean? I'll drive past when she was falling and shit like that. And she would fall and she was crying. Oh, my ankle. My ankles. I'll drive past. Yeah, bitch, it's not about the falls. It's about the standing up and get back to it. You know what I mean? Don't be a fall down hoe. Be a stand up hoe, you know, at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Stand tall through it all. Stand tall for something and don't fall for anything, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Sticks and stones might break your bones, but it's not about the falls. It's about the bounce backs, bitch. You know what I mean? I'm popping all this prolific shit to the bitch. I'm telling her basically stand tall. I didn't even teach the bitch even how to even walk in heels the right way or how to lace her heels up or none of that. And a lot of y'all like, huh? How to walk in heels? Yeah, man. It's important that you teach that bitch also how to walk in some heels, man. And also how to wear the heel, all that. You know, that's all a part of preparation when she step out the door. It's part of lacing the bitch up. But yeah, man, she was falling everywhere. And looking back, I'm like, man, I had some pimpish ass moments. And see, a lot of young ladies, they'll think an individual is not green because they have some pimpish moments. You know what I mean? He has to go through the changes within the lifestyle to actually become a pimp. He got to go through a lot of green moments in order to become a pimp. Falling easy part, getting up is the hard part. Facts. Oh, put a level line in the hotel room. Man, you know what I'm saying? And this young lady, man, she was down for hours. And then she hit me up. I only got 120. Like when she got that $120, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, I was excited. When I mean excited, I was like, oh yeah, I'm some pimping for sure. Can't no nigga tell me nothing. And I've had a lot of bitches even before this young lady, but I wasn't doing no pimping. I wasn't doing no pimping. I wasn't doing no pimping at all, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be honest. You know what I mean? Just looking back, looking at the things that I know now, oh, yeah, I wasn't doing no motherfucking pimping. But when I got that $120, you couldn't be telling me nothing. See, when you green in the game and you got a brand new turnout and you get that money, you get that $100 or that 120, man, you believe you're a scholar within the game. You start lacing up OGs and you start lacing up young niggas around you. And see, that's the problem within the game. You got a lot of people that are new in the game and they try to tell somebody that's been through the iniquities, they've been through the tests, troubles, and times, how to operate within the game. So, P, what you got to do is you got to really understand, P. Here I am. I can't even get a bit the proper tools to go outside or the proper information to go outside. And I'm over here trying to lace up OGs and shit. You was a max/player, but when she paid, you stayed. Come on, man. My hand was out. I was asking for it, but that didn't make me no pimp. Because I know a lot of people, they drive down the window, they drive down the street. I'm asking for it, bitch. Just because you're asking for it don't make you no pimp. But, yeah, man, she was like, can I try again tomorrow? You know, it's late. You know what I'm saying? And during this time, she stayed with her parents. You know what I mean? It's late. You know, I'm tired. My feet hurt. My feet are killing me. And I'm like, yeah, it's all about staying down to the come up. It's all about staying down to the come up, bitch. I know your feet hurt. You know what I mean? But it's okay. You know what I'm saying? It's plenty of times a pimp didn't campaign and his feet hurt. But did you think that stopped me from campaigning? At the end of the day, just remember when I try to campaign at you and trying this line, let me just tell you that, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Trying this line at the end of the day. But my feet was hurting, bitch. You know, campaigning, sweating every bitch, and they was turning the pimp down. You know what I'm saying? What about all the times that I was, you know, popping at you? You know what I'm saying? You wasn't being a blessing to this game. You was hurting this game by not coming to this game quicker, bitch. So at the end of the day, the more you stay down, the longer you stay down, bitch, you gonna catch you one. You got this. You got this game, bitch. And then the bitch been through this, get quiet on. You know what I'm saying? And you just, all right, bitch, yup, tap in. Doot, doot, doot. You know what I'm saying? Even to this day, I still have, you know, thoughts about back then. I'm like, man, and it's not too long ago. I'm not going to make this seem like centuries. I'm not that old. Shit. I'm not that old. You know what I'm saying? I'm not 45, 50, and 55 and 45 is not that old. But I'm just saying I'm not that old. And that first night she got down, man, you know, I said, you know what, it's all right. We're just going to give it a go tomorrow. And, you know, now that I look back, I was smiling damn near that whole ride. I was smiling that whole ride back to dropping her off at her motherfucking parents' house. You know what I'm saying? At her mama's house. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, man, this pimping, man. Playing all the pimp songs. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think at the end of the day I didn't even have her GPS during the time. Matter of fact, I did. But, you know, the GPS kept going off and, you know what I'm saying? And nothing like giving the bitch the motivational speech when the bitch complaining and she catch hella dates right after. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And I dropped the bitch off and, you know, throughout my time having this bitch, man, I would always drop her off at home all the time. I would drop that bitch out. And me looking back on it, I'm like, man, you didn't know, Ambassador Ron, that you keep dropping this bitch back off at home which her home should have been wherever your information presides. And it's not just a location, but you're putting her in a location where there's a whole bunch of squares. You know what I mean? And that can play a detrimental role in her success within the game because you dropping this bitch off at her parents' house. You know what I'm saying? You telling yourself that, yeah, she came home and chose a pimp. Did she really come home and choose a pimp? If you keep dropping her off at her mama house because you don't want the bitch to know where you stay, because you really don't trust this bitch, you really don't know this bitch, you don't have enough game for her to run up enough money for her to get a room, you know what I'm saying? You fresh in the game and you don't want to tell this bitch the things that you don't know. You know, I've been there before. I definitely understand. You know, but just know that these bitches, they pay attention. These bitches, they very cognitive. And, you know, it's very rare that you'll run into a bitch that likes you for you and she's willing to build with you within the lifestyle and the game. You know, during this time, the bitch just liked me. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't necessarily that I had all the game in the world, but the fact that, you know, the more I set the bitch down, I became wiser. The more I surrounded myself with authentic representation, I became wiser. I made wiser decisions. I started to learn, you know what I mean, throughout my process with this young lady. And when you coming from Cali, you're going to learn quick. It's a lot of things that you'll pick up on real quick. So within the lifestyle, you know, certain things that I started to learn, I started to pick up on, just surrounding myself with authentic pimping and, you know, also talking to authentic pimps. And then my experiences, you know, as I continue to transition with this young lady within the lifestyle, man, I was mashing on that bitch. Yeah, Ambassador Ron was for surely mashing on that bitch. You know what I'm saying? When I mean mashing on that bitch, man, I would mash on that bitch so hard. You know what I mean? A nigga's stomach, I started to have stomach problems. And I can really talk about this. When I mean, and anybody that knows me, they know what I'm talking about. Like Ambassador Ron was strict. You know what I mean? What they would call strict. You know what I'm saying? When I really had standards, you know, it wasn't even a weekend. I remember pulling up on my pimp partner and I'm like, hey, P, you want this bitch? P, you want this bitch? Right in front of her. The bitch is in the car because, you know, I would tell the bitch don't date blacks. You know, the bitch would date a black. She'll get out of somebody that's black. She'll get out of his car. And I'm like, I just told this bitch. I just told her no dating blacks. And here she is getting out of somebody's car that's black. You know what I mean? I would tell this bitch charge her phone. Her phone's dying. You know what I'm saying? The bitch would get sweated. You know what I mean? I remember one time the bitch was getting sweated, and one of my pimp partners know what I'm talking about. She was getting sweated, and the bitch was going all the way to the back streets, and I was mad. When I mean mashing on that bitch, I started mashing on that bitch like, oh, man. And I know a lot of my pimp partners, the pimp partner that was around me during this time, I remember him saying that, you know, when I mean mashing on that bitch, man, y'all think Ambassador Ron is smooth and, you know what I mean? He just is suited and booted. He relaxed pimping and he's smiling and man, Ambassador Ron's a cool guy. Man, that was the very first instructions when I started. I always ask my guys, do you want this bitch? Man. And when I mashed on her, I remember she got in the car and the bitch almost got in the front seat and I had my pimp partner in the front seat. And I'm like, bitch, get in the back seat, bitch. You know what I mean? I'm yelling at the bitch and veins popping out my neck and bitch, get in the back seat, bitch, get in the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Man, Ambassador Ron was a motherfucking, I was a drill sergeant for sure. And the bitch run to the back seat and she closed the door and get in the back seat. And I turn around and I look at the bitch. And you know what I'm saying? And the bitch is sitting there crying. And I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Bitch, why the fuck is you crying, bitch? Why the fuck is you motherfucking crying? Wipe the motherfucking tears. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no stand-up hoe gonna be crying around this motherfucker, bitch. Fuck is you crying for? Crybaby, weak-ass bitch. You know what I'm saying? You supposed to be a stand-up hoe, a lady of leisure, and you crying crocodile motherfucking tears, embarrassing Ambassador Ron. Bitch, I got a motherfucking name. And look, I even felt as if I had a name even during this time, even though I'm grinning and shit. You know, and I was actually having hoes, you know, like I wouldn't even say hoes because hoes, you know, anytime she's some authentic hoeing, she gonna recognize some pimping. You know, I would have white bitches. I had a few other bitches during the time, and I was doing a lot of pimpish things. Yeah, I was doing I had a lot of pimpish moments, but straight lace pimping, you know what I'm saying? All the way, like, know what you're doing? No, that came from a lot of heartache and pain. It came from a lot of mistakes. And I remember screaming at that bitch. I remember screaming at that bitch, banging on the steering wheel hell hard, punching the steering wheel. Bitch, I don't give a fuck about none of that. At the end of the day, when you get sweated, you walk the yellow line and you push up. You know what I mean? Moments like that brought out the instructions. Yeah, moments like that started to bring out the instructions. When initially, I thought it was, okay, you bitch, you pretty, go outside, make it shake. You got it. But the moments where she made mistakes, it made me want to adjust the way I do things. You know what I mean? The mistakes I've made, and I'm like, why is this bitch not listening? It made me want to go around authentic pimping, the older pimping, and, hey, P, this bitch, I don't understand why she's doing this. And ask numerous questions. I'm talking about numerous questions, pretty much questions that a lot of young pimps are scared to ask. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? But I'm the type of person Ambassador Ron asked. You know what I mean? Top of it. You know what I mean? I'm the type of person that I would ask. A lot of young pimps, they scared to ask older pimps game because we in the era where some pimps use that to their advantage, of course, you know what I'm saying? Or, they may want to appear like the biggest pimp in the world to a certain particular individual. So they'll be scared to ask the pimp a question, where when you're a young pimp, it's important to ask as many questions as possible. But be careful who you ask questions towards, because you do have some individuals that would use your information against you. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's important to get around some authentic pimping that, when you ask questions, it's not going to be like, oh, man, you wet behind the ears, P. And then if you do run across an individual like that, it's okay, because, you know what I mean? Don't take it as, oh, he getting at me. Take it more so as, I have a lot to learn. And sometimes you need to get chopped in order for you to understand the shit you're doing is green. Don't take it personal. If you do take it personal, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Take it personal and become a better man, become a better pimp. You know what I'm saying? But when I ask questions, man, I ask a lot of questions, and a pimp became sharper and sharper. You know what I'm saying? Pimp became sharper and sharper. And with this young lady, she became, I ain't gonna lie, with this young lady, me mashing on her, even though I still had a lot to learn, you know what I mean? She was pushing up on cars. That bitch attire was decent. You know what I mean? I was mashing on that bitch so hard, the bitch would make 2 bands on a blade that a lot of people say a bitch could never make 2 bands on. Yeah, she made 2 bands on a particular blade, you know what I'm saying, where a lot of bitches say it's slow. Yeah, she made 2 bands on that E14 on multiple occasions. Yeah, that same pimp that was still green, I still set the bitch down in red bottoms. The bitch still made 2 bands on numerous occasions back to back on the phone. You know what I mean? From me really mashing on that bitch. You know what I'm saying? And I still had a lot of great information as a young person within the game, and I'm not talking like I'm an OG within this shit. Because I know a lot of y'all like, you talking like you an OG. Damn near, if they love you, they'll chop you. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? But with this young lady, man, not only was I making a lot of mistakes, but I became wiser throughout that process, because, I even went cross country with the bitch. We went everywhere, And during this time, my mindset was just mash. But as you continue to evolve within the game, what you'll find is balance within the lifestyle. Everything's not a mashing moment. You know what I'm saying? And it took for me to analyze myself. It took for me to chop it up with some pimping for me to realize that. You know what I'm saying? And I remember during this time, I was mashing so hard, I ended up in the hospital for all that mashing that I was doing. Yeah, Pimp ended up in the hospital. You know what I mean? I was having stomach problems because I was mashing like a motherfucker. And you like, man, you must have been mashing Ambassador Ron to end up with some motherfucking stomach problems. Yeah. You know what I mean? It was like that. Yeah, it was really like that, for surely like that. You know what I'm saying? And I want to talk more about those experiences, you know, of me mashing, man. I really want to talk more because I got numerous stories that, because you don't just get this information overnight. You don't just get this out of nowhere. I can give all my revelations and testimonies, and people might say that I'm giving free game, but it's the experiences that you go through that's going to lace you up. You know, not only just the experiences, but you got to have a multitude of counsel to lace you up and really put you up on game. You know, because even when I was green, I was still lacing others up. You know what I mean? Because I'm so intellectual, my intuition and the information, I'm so infected with the spirit of this game that even when I was green in some areas, you know, my green was different than these other niggas' green. For sure. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a quick learner. I picked up on a lot of things very quick, early in the lifestyle. You know, I picked up on things because I had a burning desire to learn within the lifestyle. And that one experience that I went through with that young lady, me making all those mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Going cross country, you know, having a bitch for 8 months. You know what I'm saying? Because I only had the bitch for 8 months. I knew of the bitch longer than I had her down. You know what I'm saying? How about it, top of it? Only if you knew. You know what I'm saying? I knew of the bitch, you know, I knew her a year and only had her for 8 months. You know what I'm saying? I remember the first time, you know, I was hard. When I mean hard on the bitch would run up. I think the bitch ran up like a band. And the bitch would always pop up in the back streets, man. The bitch was doing certain things that were just out of pocket. The bitch would pop up in the back streets. I tell her, bitch, be on this street. The bitch would pop up on a whole different street. And, you know, I said, you know what? Fuck this shit. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I was doing a lot of pimpish ass shit. I was doing a lot of things that was pimpish. You know what I'm saying? But I really, really knew that I evolved within the game. You know what I'm saying? When I didn't take things personal. Everything didn't become personal. But that came at a later date. You know what I'm saying? When I learned how to pimp, when I learned that every young lady's not the same, that you pimp accordingly. You know what I'm saying? When I understood that everybody doesn't deserve your truth, that everybody's not here to choose you. Some young ladies only here to pay for your game. Some young ladies only here because they like you. It's not that you have all this information in this game. She just likes you. And some young ladies, I learned that they don't even want to pimp. I learned all that in one. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, when the bitch would pop up from out the back streets, and I'm like, bitch, what are you doing popping up in the back streets? I told you, bitch, be on this street. I remember cutting the phone off. I remember blocking the bitch. I blocked this bitch on the phone number. I blocked this bitch on Cash App. I blocked the bitch on everything. And I don't regret doing this. Let me just say this, because, you know, I was exercising my pimp, and there was a lot that I've learned, but there was a lot of things that I would put into play just to see how it would work out. Let me just see how this bitch will react to this. I'm going to block this bitch phone number, and I'm going to block this bitch on Cash App. Let me see what this bitch do. Let me see if she finds a way to a pimp. You know what I mean? Because the bitch is playing so much games, you know what I mean? Let me just see. Let me see what's going to be revealed. And let me say that everything I'm saying is strictly entertainment purposes. I don't condone or promote any criminal activities whatsoever. And when I blocked the bitch at the end of the day, you know, pretty much on everything, the bitch is calling me from unknown numbers, from different phone numbers. And remember, this is a green bitch. She's new in the game. This is supposed to be my turnout. You know what I'm saying? You know, she stopped calling me. So a day go by. I don't hear nothing from the bitch. Another day go by. I don't hear nothing from the bitch. You know what I'm saying? So what do I do? What does a pimp do? You know what I'm saying? Since you don't hear from the bitch. I pull up on the track, and guess who I see? I see the bitch down. She down in the daytime. And I'm like, bitch, what you doing, bitch? Who you getting down for? And she said his name, and I'm like, who? You know what I'm saying? Bitch, get in the car. The fuck is you doing, bitch? You know what I'm saying? I said, go upside this bitch head, bitch. Get the fuck in the car, bitch. What the fuck is you doing out here? You know what I'm saying? You wasn't answering the phone, and I had no way of contacting you, and I try to reach you on Cash App. I try to call your phone. You know what I'm saying? I get down for this person now. No, you don't, bitch. I didn't get no motherfucking phone call. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get no motherfucking phone call, bitch. No, you don't. You don't get down for shit, bitch. At the end of the day, I'm your motherfucking folks until I get a motherfucking phone call, bitch. Fuck you thought this was. You talking about you get down for such and such. Who is this nigga? You know what I mean? And then I end up getting a hold of him. You know what I'm saying? I end up getting a hold of him, and you know, I was like, check this out, bitch. You gonna get back down. You know what I'm saying? And you gonna run up some money. You know, that's what you gonna do, bitch. So I end up getting on the phone with Pimpin', and I wonder if I should tell this story for a different time, man. I'm like, Ambassador, should you tell this story for... Oh, my gosh. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I wonder if I should tell this story a different time or if I should tell the full story now. Yeah, I was basically telling the Pimpin', you know, I'm like, what's his number? And I got his number, and, you know, I'm just like, yeah, Pimpin', the bitch said she wanted to come back home, P. You know, I'm not sure why you didn't give me no phone call or nothing like that. So, yeah, I want to go pick up her belongings. And the Pimpin' pulled up on me. You know, and I was suited and booted during this time. You know what I'm saying? Suited and booted. And I had gotten in the car with the Pimpin'. And Pimpin' was like, hey, P, you know, the bitch she gave me $5,000. I think like $3,000 or $5,000, something like that. And he like, yeah, man, you know, you should want this bitch to run you up a fee first, P. Because let me remind you, during this time, you know, the money started to slow up a lot. So I already had implications that she probably was paying him already because the trap was slow on my end. And for this guy to have $5,000 within 3 days, like, you know, I know the bitch didn't had 2 bad nights, but it's been real slow and it was a drought on my end. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, yeah, P, you know, the bitch, I'm gonna go grab the bitch shit from the room. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, she want to come back home. And he was like, but P, the bitch just gave me all this money. You know, did she even run you up anything before she can come back home? You know what I'm saying? And on my head, in my head, I'm like, nigga, you ain't no pimp. She didn't even, you didn't even serve me. You didn't even serve a pimp, you know, at the end of the day. So, you know, at the end of the day, you know, she gonna get back down anyway. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I really should save the rest of this story for a different live. Yeah, I should save the rest of this story for a different live, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I really should. Even though I want to go in depth into the story, let me just say this. Ambassador Ryan, I got some cold testimonies that helped me develop the information that I have now. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm glad I started the YouTube in which the time I started it, because if I started it sooner before, I wouldn't have had the testimonies or the stories to tell. He said, nah, you already started. Tell the rest of it. You know what I mean? Nah, Ambassador, what else happened, P? Tell us what else happened. You know what I'm saying? You can't just start the story and then just stop it. You know what I mean? I did get mad far with it, though, huh? I did. I might as well tell the rest of the story, man. Because knowing me, I'm going to say part 2 and not even bring up the rest of the story. You know what I'm saying? So me and Pimpin' is in the car, man, and we go pull up to the room to go grab the bitch belongings. You know what I'm saying? And man, I want to make sure that I give you guys all the right information. Yeah, we pull up to get all the bitches' belongings at the end of the day. And, you know, after that, we pull up to the gas station because I got some of the bitch belongings in the car. And I'm on the phone with the bitch. And she goes, I just want some things to change. Do black, top of it. I just want some things to change. And I'm in front of the pimping, and I'm in my mind, I'm just like, you know what? Bitch, I'm not changing shit around this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? You gonna be a stand-up hoe or a fall down bitch. Yeah, I'm not changing shit. I'm not making nothing easier around this motherfucker, bitch. If anything, you gonna stay down and show me something around this bitch. Yeah, you want things to be easier and all this square ass shit, bitch. And then, pimping next to me, he looking at me. I remember his face. His eyes got big, like, damn, this nigga Rod is really a pimp. He don't give a fuck. And she said, I just want some things to change. Bitch, ain't shit changing around this bitch. The fuck is you talking about? You done sat up there and gave this man all this money in a short time span of you knowing him, and you want me to change. Bitch, you need to change. Bitch, you need to make it shake around this bitch and show me that you really some hoeing. And then she was like, well, I guess I'll just stay with him. And I'm like, all right, bitch, say less. And then he was like, yeah, well, she already said it, P. You know what I mean? She said she wanted to stay with me, so there you have it, P. If a bit, you asked her, is you gonna change, yes or no? And the bitch, instead of saying yes, daddy, the bitch sat up there and said, you know what I'm saying? I'll just stay with him, so there you have it, P. And I'm like, yep, say less. You know what I mean? And I was just like, I'm gonna stand on my principles, P. I'm gonna stand. And see, even when I was green, my green is different than these niggas' green. So, like I said, I was still giving others consultation and exhortation, even when I was green in particular areas. I can't even say I was necessarily green. I was just green in some particular areas. You know what I'm saying? That I need to sharpen up in. But at the end of the day, the bitch ended up going back with him. And I remember being in the strip club with my pimp partner. And he was just like, man, I don't like the way that nigga did you, P. You know what I mean? The nigga then ran up 5,000, fucked on the bitch, because the bitch was like, he fucked on me the first day and the second day and the third day. And you know what I'm saying? And he didn't even give you a phone call. The bitch even had enough game to know that, pimp, if you gonna get 5,000 out this bitch in, a short time span like that, serve that pimp. You know what I mean? Get that man a phone call. You know what I'm saying? And, and my mindset was, soon as you get some money, something respectable like that, nigga, you supposed to call me. I'm not just no local joker around this bitch. I'm Ambassador Ron. You know what I'm saying? And, you can run up in this bitch. You should give me a phone call. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, me going through that, it showed me a lot. You know what I'm saying? It definitely showed me a lot. And I was in a strip club, and he's like, man, go get your bitch back. You know what I'm saying? Go get that bitch back, Ambassador. So I ended up getting on the phone with the bitch. I ended up pulling up on the bitch. You know what I mean? I ended up getting the bitch in the car. And I ended up grabbing her belongings. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't even give her an opportunity to run it up. I said, nah, bitch, I'm just going to pick you up. I'm not even going to give him no phone call because he didn't give me a phone call. You know what I'm saying? And I ended up getting the bitch belongings, and she got back down for a pimp. And I remember, I was I had that bitch really, really down for sure. I had that bitch down in the rain with no umbrella. You know what I'm saying? And instead of getting mad at the pimping, I would pop it at pimping's hoe, his other hoe that he had. You know what I'm saying? Instead of getting upset and mad and frustrated at the pimping, I was popping at his bitch. And he would sweat the brakes out of that bitch. He would sweat the shit out of that bitch. You know what I'm saying? I mean, sweat the shit out of her, and I would sweat the shit out of his bitch. I mean, up and down the blade, sweating the shit out of his bitch. You know what I'm saying? I had that bitch down for hours. Had that bitch down in the rain, no umbrella, soaking wet. You know what I mean? And I remember those days, but I learned a lot even from that experience. And I'm here to tell any young pimp, anytime a woman leaves you, it's imperative that she has to work her way back to you. If she don't work her way back to you, you're forever going to be disrespected because she didn't have to work to get in your favor again. She didn't have to put in no work to show you that, your pimping is worth anything. And you're disrespecting yourself when she can disrespect you. She can leave. She can leave when she wants to. The bitch could go from, pimp to pimp or from Mac to Mac. You know what I'm saying? And she can come back empty-handed. You're disrespecting yourself. You know what I'm saying? But those experiences, at the end of the day, it helped me a lot. It helped me realize that, hey, you know what I'm saying? When you do stand on some principles, and there's a difference between principles versus pride. You always want to have a balance at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Although I was green in some areas, I still exemplified pimping in various areas. If you ask me, brother, you wasn't doing a whole lot of pimping on that bitch. But as I look back on it, yeah, some areas I was. I was just green. I would have to go through various experiences for me to get the knowledge that I have now. I understood that you have to have patience with some young ladies. But not only just have patience, you know what I'm saying? It's a difference between having patience versus a broad, she's not compatible for you. And that you have to have a balance. You know what I'm saying? Not only that you have to have a balance, not only that the broad has to work to be in your good graces again, she got to run up something respectable. Not only that, but everybody doesn't deserve your truth. You know what I mean? Because there are some individuals that'll use your information against you. Bitch, he's super hard. You sure you want to deal with that shit? You know what I'm saying? You sure you want to deal with that? And there's so much more that I can say that I've learned in that situation because I came a long way. And as a pimp, you were a student of the game, you were a student of the lifestyle, but you should always endeavor to be an ambassador, and you're also a teacher as well. You know what I'm saying? You're always going to learn. You're always going to evolve. You're always going to become better and better and better and better. And when you have a young lady that wants to learn within the lifestyle and she's willing to grow and not even just learn with you, I'm not going to say just learn with you, but it's important that you evolve as a man within the lifestyle. Some bitches, they know that they folks is green. You know what I mean? The problem is, a lot of bitches don't understand in order for him to become the pimp that he is now, he had to lose you. Yeah, that bitch had to leave. That bitch had to blow in order for you to know the information that you know now. You know what I'm saying? And the bitch eventually got knocked. You know what I'm saying? And from what I hear, she's doing decent with the guy that she's with now. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, the bitch eventually got knocked. But that made me sharpen up my pimping because I had time to reflect on the things I needed to work on. See, a lot of times you don't know what you need to work on, as a young pimp in the game until that bitch get knocked. And realize this, you having to work on some things, you always going to have to room to improve. You always got room to improve. So don't take you having things to work on as you not doing no pimping. Even though in my mind, I wasn't doing no pimping all the way around. You know what I'm saying? When I look back on it, I'm like, well, in some cases you were. You were just green in some areas. You definitely was doing some pimping. You was green in a lot of areas. Shit, you know what I'm saying? But I learned so much from that experience. Top of it, I learned so much from that experience that it made me a sharper individual now. I know how to preside over certain situations that were in the past I did it. You know what I'm saying? And I can expound on this story, but I know I don't have a lot of time. And it's some things that I got to handle real quick. So I'm going to cut the story short. I'm going to cut the story short. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely appreciate everybody that joined the live. You know what I mean? Experience is the best teacher. Exactly. I'm going to cut this live short. I'm 50 minutes in, but I'm going to cut this live short. I greatly appreciate, because I got to go handle some business, but I greatly appreciate everybody that joined the live. Make sure for those that are listening to this on YouTube that you you hit that subscribe button, hit that bell button, comment, and spread this gang. For those that want to see consultation, you can reach out to me if you listen to this on YouTube or even on Instagram. Reach out to my Instagram, ambassador_Ron 2.0. Or you can hit me up on my email, hrelationships223@gmail.com. You know what I mean? Yeah, man, this live was good. Blessings to you, P. Appreciate that, man. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, but my experiences, though all those experiences that made me into a wise pimp. But peace and blessings to everybody that joined the live. I hope everybody has a prosperous day. One.